Heroism requires sacrifice. Sacrifice means risking suffering. To suffer is to know how to love. Loving is the game of fate. In a dark age, a cruel king exploits his people. The king's name is Zakers. Zakers has a large army and magical powers. His people are oppressed by taxes, cruelty, and torture. However, there is one hope among the people. He is Errol, the king's brother. Errol opposes the king's tyranny and secretly organizes a resistance. Errol is brave, smart, and beautiful. The people call her Princess Errol. Princess Errol manages to infiltrate the king's palace. She wants to steal the golden crown, the source of the king's magical power. The golden crown gives the king invincibility as long as he is in power. As Princess Errol makes her way through the corridors of the palace, she encounters Zoltan, the king's loyal bodyguard. Zoltan recognizes Princess Errol and tries to capture her. However, she manages to escape from him and enters the king's chamber. In the king's room, the princess sees the golden crown. The crown is on the table next to the king's bed. The princess sets out to get the crown. However, just then, the king wakes up and notices her. The king is enraged and draws his sword and attacks the princess. Errol Princess starts to fight with the king. The king tries to defeat her by using his magical powers. However, Zara Princess bravely resists and swings her sword, which maneuvers through the air with magical powers. The battle between the princess and the king lasts a long time. In the end, the old fallen king is more tired than the young princess, and so the princess breaks through the king's defenses. She wounds him. The king falls to the ground covered in blood. The princess takes the crown, turns to the king lying on the ground, and puts it on his head. As soon as the crown is on his head, the heavens and earth shake. The magic power of the crown has passed to her. The princess is now invincible. But this crown had a disadvantage. In order to use its power, one had to close one's eyes for a few seconds and think about what one wanted to do. In a palace with many guards, it was almost impossible to use this power, so Princess Errol escapes from the palace with the crown. The resistance is waiting for her. Princess Zara shows the crown to the resistance and declares victory. The insurgents think that the king gave her the crown of his own accord. Seeing their new ruler, the resistance shouts with joy and applause. The princess is now the new leader of the people. However, this happiness does not last long, because Zoltan is still alive and seeking revenge. Zoltan secretly leaves the palace and comes to where the resistance fighters are. He blends in with the resistance and finds the princess making a speech in the midst of her people. Zoltan approaches the princess with a hidden knife and stabs her in the back. Princess Errol collapses in great pain. The crown falls from her head and shatters. Her magic power disappears. The resistance is shocked and captures Zoltan. But it is too late. Zara Princess is dying. Before Princess breathes her last breath, she looks at the resistance and says to them, "Remember me. Remember my people. Remember freedom. I am counting on you. You are the real heroes. You are the ones who deserve victory." Princess Errol closes her eyes and dies. The resistance wept and remembered her from the heart. Princess Zara goes down in history as a heroine of the people.